Picture yourself at your desk in ordinary Wednesday, doing what you were told to do. You grew up inside a promise so normal, you never questioned it. Work hard, play by the rules, and you will be right. Your parents believed it, your teachers repeated it. You built your whole life on it. Go to school, get the grades, get the job. Wait your turn, be patient, be good, and the life you were promised will arrive. It's clean, comfortable story, and for years you live it inside it without single crack. Then one day the crack appears. Look at two people you actually know. The first did everything right, studied hard, took the honest job, showed up early, never cut a corner, and 5 years later is exactly where they started. Tired, loyal, and stuck. And the second one barely seemed to try, and somehow he has the apartment, the title, the easy life, carrying what looks like nothing. And something in you tightens, because you were promised that effort decides the outcome. And your own eyes are telling you it doesn't. So you reach for the easy conclusion. The whole thing is random. The promise was a lie, but it wasn't a lie. It was incomplete. They told you about the reward. They never told you about the price. And to see the price, you have to leave the comfortable story and open the machine. And so step inside. Here is the first thing you find. Every society runs on two currencies, and you were only ever taught to chase one. The first is privilege, the rights, the rewards, the opportunities, the visible price, and the second is duty, the weight someone has to carry for the price to exist at all. Think about a simple meal in a restaurant. The privilege is to sit down and being served. And the duty is the farmer at town, the driver in a cold road, the cook in the heat. For every person enjoying, there are 10 people paying, and they are supposed to balance every privilege vesting on a duty that paid for it, break that balance, and everything roots. Now your mind reached for the story it was given to explain all this. Meritocracy. The promise that your position is earned, talent plus effort equals reward. And listen, meritocracy isn't the enemy. It's the best idea we have ever had for handing out positions. Better than bloodline, better than birth, better than your parents knew. But it only works if what gets rewarded is real contribution, real duty carried. So take concrete example. Two students, same university, same diploma, on the same day. The first has private tutors, no job, quiet house, and parents who paid for everything. The second worked at nights, studied at 4 in the morning, and sent money home. Same piece of paper, completely different weight, carried to get it. Now watch the trick. The first one looks at his success and call it hard work. He was born in third base, and he is convinced he hit a triple. And that's how privilege dresses up as merit. And here is the cruelest part. When that happens, the winner gets to feel deserving, not lucky, and the one who loses gets told it was his own fault. A fake meritocracy doesn't just rig the game, it convinces the loser he deserved to lose. So don't burn meritocracy down. Demand the real one, the one that measures what you carried, not what you inherited, and rename it merit. And now you find the thing at the bottom of all of it. A society is not held up by its privileges, it's held up by its duties. Want the proof? Watch what happens when the garbage collectors go on strike for 1 week, the most visible job in the city, and suddenly the streets are invisible. Nobody notices a celebrity disappearing for 1 week. Everybody notices the people who carry the weight. The nurse at 3 in the morning. The power that stays on the bread on the shelf. A civilization is just a long chain of people keeping promises they didn't have to keep. Which leaves the real question: if duty matters this much, who decides what yours is? Be careful here. If the state decides it, that's tyranny. If the crowd decides it, that's just fashion. You will chase what's trending and call it purpose, and if nobody decides, if you just drift, that's the emptiness you feel right now. So nobody can hand it to you. You choose it. But here is the test that make it real. A thing you do only for yourself is a hobby. It becomes a duty the moment it's useful to someone else. If you are good with engines, with the man who fixes their Wall Street cars has a duty, the man who only polishes his own has a hobby. Same skill, pointed in two directions. You choose what usefulness decides if it counts. But knowing this costs you the comfortable story for good, because now you can see what happens to anyone who stops paying. Look at the society that's won for too long. It slowly stops wanting to carry its own duties. The hard labor, the glamorous work, the jobs that build it, it starts to see them is beneath itself. So who pick up the weight? The ones still hungry. The ones arriving from somewhere else, still willing to trade hard duty for a better future. And if you think this is new, open a history book. Rome did exactly this. As Romans grew soft, they stopped farming their own lands, stopped filling their own legions, the labor and the fighting, passed it to outsiders, still hungry for it. And here is the twist. Nobody expects those outsiders didn't destroy Rome. They became Rome because a society belongs not to ones who inherited the privilege, but to ones still willing to carry the duty. The moment you stop paying for what you have, someone else starting paying, and slowly it becomes theirs. And now come back from this history, from the society, back to your own ordinary Tuesday, because the same law runs straight through your small life. Ask yourself honestly, at your job, in your home, are you mostly collecting privileges, or are you carrying a duty? Here is a hard test. If you disappear for 1 month, would anything actually break? The person whose absence breaks something is load bearing. The person whose absence changed nothing, was only ever decoration. And that's not an insult, that's a direction, because you can change which one you are. Start this week. So here's where you walk out different. Stop asking the question that keeps you stuck. What am I on? And start asking the one that changed everything. What I can carry that actually helps someone else. Find the thing you are good at, that the world around you actually needs, and pick it up on purpose. A craft, a skill, a family, a problem nobody else wants to solve. Because the person who carries a real duty can be erased. They own the one thing the entitled never will: self-respect. That was actually earned. The world was never going to belong to the ones who wanted the most. It belongs to the ones who made themselves useful. So go, be useful on purpose. It's the only status nobody can take from you. And share this video with someone still waiting to be handed a life. Swallow CoreWired to understand the machine that runs you.